However, MGM's brightest star was perhaps its most unlikely.
They had this kid on the lot, this Mickey Rooney, and if you've seen any of the stuff that he did, these musical shorts and stuff, when he was very young in the mid-30s, the level of talent is staggering. Musical talent, acting talent, the number of instruments this kid could play, singing, dancing.
Come on, student, just dance, just dance.
And they began to look for ways to develop this kid and to build things around him.
Rooney was Mayer's ideal all-American kid, and the Andy Hardy series was his perfect vehicle. In 1939, he became the top box office star in the world, a title he held for 3 consecutive years.
One indication of how important he was to them is that by the 3rd or 4th, the word Andy Hardy is in the title of most of the films. And it becomes the Mickey Rooney show, in effect. And it is a license to print money. These films are massively successful. And MGM wants to make the most of this talent. And the Andy Hardy films are a place where they could try particularly young ingenues, young female actresses, and a lot of important female actresses were his girlfriend or his friends at school, and this included Judy Garland.
With his release of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs a year before, Walt Disney proved that a well-made fantasy film aimed at children could be a box office hit. Hoping to capitalize on the audience Disney had discovered, Louis B. Mayer undertook the most ambitious film in MGM's history, the live-action musical The Wizard of Oz, handing the directing assignment to MGM veteran Victor Fleming. For the lead role of Dorothy, Mayer toyed with the idea of borrowing Shirley Temple from Fox, before throwing the dice by casting one of MGM's homegrown talents, Judy Garland.
The stakes on The Wizard of Oz were monumental. That was the first movie that MGM spent more than $2 million on the film, and that was huge money in those days. And she had to carry that movie. And there was by no means any evidence to that point that she could do it, and obviously she did.
Maybe it's Judy Garland, maybe it's something about the story itself that has had traction with modern audiences. It's still hugely popular and gets new fans every year.
We've gotten so used to The Wizard of Oz over the years that we don't stop to think about what a bizarre little movie this is. They're pushing the envelope in terms of what we think of as the way stories were.
It is a purely American fairy tale. And the story is so well told that you are in at a finger snap.
It took things to another level. One of the issues was Technicolor, and 1939 was a kind of a breakthrough year in terms of 3-strip Technicolor. And it was a film that did something with color and fantasy and story that had, I think, everybody in the industry, kind of scratching their heads and rethinking where things were going.
It was technically a Mervyn LeRoy production. As it turned out, it's not really Mervyn LeRoy's kind of material. So Arthur Freed's theatrical experience with musicals, his knowledge of songs, dances, orchestration, came to the fore. Arthur Freed lived and breathed and ate musical theater and was every bit as responsible for the overall tone and texture of the film as anything Mervyn LeRoy did. Look at that movie and think, my God, this is beautiful. There's no economies noticeable on that picture.
The Wizard of Oz made an instant star of Judy Garland.
Wish you were here. Wish you were here. Wish you were here.
Before the year 1939 was out, producer Arthur Freed capitalized on her newfound fame, casting her beside her old Andy Hardy co-star, Mickey Rooney, in what became one of Hollywood's seminal musicals.
MGM saying, this girl's got some talent. What if we rethought this Andy Hardy thing with Judy Garland? And so the result is Babes in Arms.
Good morning. It's a lovely morning. Good morning. What a wonderful day. We dance the whole night through. Good morning. Good morning. To you, how do you do? I said good morning.
This is the first of the formula that, hey, kids, let's put on a show.
I'm going to write a show for us and put it on right here in Seaport. Why, it'll be the most up-to-date thing these hicks around here have ever seen. Opening night, we'll have Max Gordon, Sam Harris, Lee Schubert down to give us the once-over. How about it, kids?
One thing about these marvelous creative producers like Arthur Freed is they came up through the movies. They knew movies. People who know their own taste, and out of knowing their own taste also have a very strong kind of seismograph sense of what the public likes.